My friends, welcome to this very cold and wet adventure. My name is Luke. This is the Outdoor Gear Review. Today is going to be a lot of fun. It's raining, it's cold, it's windy, and we are out for an adventure. I mentioned that it's cold. How cold? 37 degrees Fahrenheit. How about that? This morning, there was snow on top of the mountains. Later on this week, more snow is being forecasted. Because the conditions are perfect, at least in my opinion, I decided to grab the camera here and go out for a wet and cold adventure along the North Carolina-Virginia border. I can't promise you incredible views because of all of the fog, but we should still have a good time. Over the last couple of months, I've spoken about the dry conditions that we've been having here in Western North Carolina. From September to late October, generally it is dry in this area. This year, those conditions have held true. It has been dry for September, October, but starting today, things change. We are now going into the early November rains, and I am so incredibly excited, folks. I love this time of year. It's cold, it's rainy, sometimes there's snow. It's what I call perfect. Rain began last night, and it's going to continue all week long. Today we have a good old-fashioned light to moderate rain event. This is forecasted to keep on going until tomorrow. Then there's going to be a slight break. Rain is then going to pick up Tuesday night, and Wednesday, heavy rainfall. 1 to 2 inches of rain is forecasted. Will we be out for a trip during that mess? Oh yes. I am so glad that the wet weather has returned. This is without a doubt my favorite time to go out to adventure. It can be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing, but if you do know what you're doing, you can have a ton of fun. When temperatures are this low, when you have rain falling from the sky, you really do have to be careful and have good gear. At the same time, you have to make good decisions. Poor judgment, poor gear can leave you in big trouble. Now, of course, I'm not trying to brag about myself or anything like that. Trust me, I'm nobody special. I say all of that just to prevent people from going out when they're not prepared. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. Ever so often, I'm making a point to stop just to cool off. It's only 37 degrees Fahrenheit. All I have on is a t-shirt, a small fleece, or a thin fleece, I should say, and this rain jacket, plus pants, rain pants, and I'm warm right now. And at the same time, I'm dry, and I want to make sure to stay dry. That's the thing. I do not want to get soaked by the rain, and I do not want to get soaked by sweat. If you want to go out in conditions like this and have a good time, that's all you have to do. Stay dry, stay warm, don't get cold, don't get hot and sweat. It's that simple. To get out here, it's a pretty good drive. It's about an hour and a half for me. So as I'm cruising out here, I was getting hungry and I came upon a gas station. I went inside, got some trail mix, not paying close attention to what I bought. I opened the top, I start eating it, and folks, that wasn't like your typical trail mix. That was basically a bag of candy. Looking at the package, it said something along the lines of like PB in dark chocolate something or other. It was just a bag of chocolate. It was just a bag of candy, and it was delicious. But that is not what I intended to purchase. Wow. Everyone, this is beautiful. Our plan is to go up and over this hill here. We'll go down into another field, up another hill. From there, we will go check out the bluffs, but more than likely, we won't be able to see anything. This field, everyone, is so surreal looking. With the dying grass that's all red, but with the green walkway, this looks bizarre. When we come back, we will take a different route. There's actually a road that goes around this entire mountain here. We'll take that just to make things different, make things interesting. I was thinking there for a second that the fog was going to dissipate, but all of a sudden, as I'm hiking up towards this hilltop, the fog is engulfing the area. It's becoming very, very thick. That breeze, it has a nip to it. Maybe it's the rain that's hitting my face. Maybe that's the nip. It's cold, and at the same time, it feels good. I am so glad to be out here, everybody. It has been a long time. You may have seen this location in a camping adventure or a backpacking trip or a hiking trip in the past, but it's been many years. This area has been closed for over a year, and that's because of Hurricane Helene. There was so much damage, not only with fallen trees, but landslides, mudslides, roads being washed out and whatnot. Finally, it's all open again. Since we're up here, let's talk about lightning and thunderstorms for a moment. Let's say that I'm out on a bald, just like this here, and a thunderstorm is coming in and I cannot reach the tree line. What am I going to do? If there's a depression in the ground like this here, I would lay down in it. If there's not, your options are not very good, to be completely honest with you. One, you can lay down. That's not good because you're basically putting your body in contact with the ground. So if there is a lightning strike, you will get hit conductively if it's close enough. Another option that you may be considering is just to keep on walking, getting closer and closer to the tree line. That is not a great option either, because when lightning strikes, it goes towards the tallest object around. So if you're out in a field like this, guess what? You're the tallest object. If you lay down on the ground, guess what? You're still the tallest object. That's why it's important to be proactive. If you see dark clouds building, get out of there. If you hear thunder, get out of there. If that's not possible, and sometimes it won't be, you'll have to make a decision and live with the consequences. Here's another option. There's one tree out in the middle of this bald. Do you go to it? That would be a very bad idea. That tree is the tallest object, so you do not want to go close to it. But let's say you're right next to a group of trees. Definitely go towards them. Go into the group of trees, stay away from the tallest one, and hope for the best. That will give you the best odds of survival, but nothing's guaranteed. Talking about lightning being drawn to the tallest object, take a look at this tree here. This tree is out here all by itself on top of this mountain. It has not been struck by lightning. Think about how many thunderstorms have come through this area, and yet it's never been hit. Lightning favors the tallest object, but it's not a guarantee. Where a lightning strike will hit, it's random. There's no predicting it. So do your best not to get caught out in it. I am so glad to see that this tree is still standing. I've been coming out here for as long as I've been able to drive. Back in high school, coming up here with girlfriends, just chilling underneath this tree, making out, looking at the stars. Oh yeah, this tree without a doubt is very special to me. When I met Susie, I brought her out here to this tree. Did we make out? Of course not, everybody. She's a lady. What's wrong with you all? Everybody else that I brought up here, worse. Never mind. Never mind. I'm just kidding. Don't listen to me, folks. I'm stupid. But I do love this tree, and I'm glad it's still there. It has been there for a long time, and I hope for a long time longer. As you all can tell, I'm a poet with my words. That tree is so cool. Since we were talking about the makeout tree, I gotta know, gentlemen, did you have like a certain place that you would take your ladies in hopes of, you know, making out or whatever back in the day? That was my spot. Come out here as the sun is going down. A beautiful sunset is taking place. Shortly afterwards, the sky is full of stars. There's some city lights far off. It's a warm night, just you and her. That takes me back. We are about to come out on a road here, the road that I was talking about earlier. We'll basically walk across this and then start heading up to the top of this mountain, which you all cannot see. This time of year, nobody's out in this area. In fact, it's just about time for the roads to close. All of this will be shut down soon enough, and it won't open until springtime or going into summertime, depending on how much snow and ice we get. We have some heavier rain coming down now, ladies and gentlemen. At the same time, the wind's picking up a bit. I wonder if we don't have a storm coming in, or possibly building at least. Up here on the back side of this hill, there is a structure, and that's where I'm headed to. We'll check out the bluffs after lunch. Let's head to that structure first. It feels like a storm is about to develop. The rain's picking up, the winds are picking up. It feels like the temperature is dropping some. Because of that, let's get off of this bald. Let's get some shelter real quick. It is beginning to pour. Oh, thunder. I called that. Woo! We are going to get to this shelter in the nick of time, I believe. There's a thunderstorm out there, but unfortunately, we are not going to be able to see it. We can listen to it though, and that by itself is nice. As it stands right now, folks, it is 2 o'clock on the dot, and we are at 3,755 feet. Lunch today, folks, is a real Termat meal. We have beef and potato. Oh yeah. This is going to be awesome. I've been looking forward to this all day. The storm is now over towards the west, and it sounds like it's skirting by us. That was not a direct hit, but it has been raining rather hard. It looks like the trail and a lot of this has already begun flooding a bit. When it comes to this shelter, it is in pretty rough shape. The roof has rotted out. It's about to punch through on a few more sections here. That's a shame, but with so few people coming out here to hike and backpack, it's understood. Something that is interesting is all of the graffiti. There is all sorts of weird stuff written all over this thing. How strange is this? While I think being nice to bugs is a good thing, but imagine that being in someone's head to the point where they had to write this on here. I look at that and I think to myself, out of all of the profound things that I can write on the side of this building, that's pretty low on my list. Here we have a drawing of a hill. We have Judy over here, someone standing over here, and someone has passed out and they're laying down on the ground. Also, it looks like this says T-butt tuck. I think that's what it says. Then someone drew a rabbit passing some gas. I think that's what's taking place. That's actually a pretty good rabbit, to be honest. Mama Miller has been here, and that's a good thing. Oh yeah, folks, this is incredible. Look at it. Now respect it. I was asked by a viewer what would happen if they didn't respect the food, and I told them they would lose cool points. You don't want that, they don't want that, nobody wants that. Man, that sounds awful, losing cool points with a stranger on the internet. Todd from Tennessee, happy birthday, my friend. I hope you have a fantastic birthday. Thank you so much for watching the videos. By the way, your wife loves you a lot. She pestered the hell out of me to do a shout out for you. I'm just kidding about that part. She really didn't. But she does love you a lot. Happy birthday, my friend. Cheers. I mentioned that in a few days we are supposed to get heavy rainfall. When that comes in, I will be out for a trip, and I'm going to be using the tent that I recently purchased from Walmart, the Ozark Trail 3-person A-frame tent. Last week I went out for a dry weather trip with that tent, and it wasn't bad, but it left me thinking about whether or not it would be waterproof. In the past, Ozark Trail, my experiences with that company were awful. Every product I tested out leaked like crazy. With this A-frame tent, it is the best Ozark Trail tent that I've personally ever tested, and I'm curious, is it waterproof? We are going to find out, everybody. I'll tell you what, everyone, I'm going to finish up this coffee, pack everything up, and I will bring you all back when we're hiking again. Cheers. I tell you what, everybody, I need to warm up. It's raining pretty good. Whew. There's a good breeze blowing right now. And I promise you, it doesn't feel that good. I definitely do not want to be out in this for much longer. We may have to make this a very quick trip to the bluffs. Ooh. Ay, ay, ay. My plan was to go down here, but these rocks are so slick, it doesn't feel safe. I've come this far and already I could tell going down there is a bad idea. Another day. It's always better to be safe than sorry. When I first got my license, what my buddies and I did was basically just drive around. We would explore roads, go everywhere. This area was one of the places that we found, and that's when I discovered the Mountain to Sea Trail. So one day I came out and I did a large section. I got dropped off. I was at roughly the 20-mile mark, and I was right here, right in those woods to be specific. I was hiking along. I was tired, sore, and I wasn't saying anything. I was just lost in thought. That's when I rounded a corner and came face to face with a huge black bear, 500 pounds easy. I yelled at it and it took off. Thank goodness. When I was hiking, I was almost in a trance, just going through the motions, step after step. That was the last thing that I expected. I learned a lesson that day about making noise when you're hiking so that that sort of thing doesn't happen. Whew! Everybody, it is raining. It is coming down really good at the moment. That wind is brutal. Woo! Here in a minute, we'll be more in the woods as we're hiking the pavement out of here, hiking the road. I came over this mountain at the right time. It wasn't windy when I came across, but it's windy now. Hopefully this GoPro is working, everybody. It's not really that cold, 37 degrees or so, but yet this thing is acting like it's negative 15. Every time I hit the stop record button, it starts wigging out and stuff. For the rest of this hike, it's a nice walk on a paved road. You may be wondering if this road is closed. The answer is no, but no one's gonna be out here. We are not going to see a soul today. I've been on this road for roughly half a mile or so, and I am warming up nicely. We are out of the wind. I can hear it roaring above me. Out on that bald, whoo, I'm willing to bet that it would be miserable up there. I can't begin to tell you all how excited I am for fall to be here. We have moisture in the air again. It's cool. Getting close to being cold. Life is good. That's for certain. Next week's adventure is going to be a lot of fun. Go ahead and put your predictions down below. Will that Ozark Trail tent leak? I think it will. But I could be wrong. Let's find out together. We have another thunderstorm coming our way. Luckily, we have all of these trees to protect us. It's not perfect, of course. Nothing's guaranteed, but it's better than being out on that bald. Woo! This section here is exposed and the winds are strong. Talk about a difference, everyone. When we were out there, no wind at all. Now, 20 miles an hour with gusts over 30. As it stands right now, we have about a mile to go. Luckily, we are fairly sheltered from the wind. That lightning strike was fairly close. Woo! We are going back out into the wind. Everyone, I will see you all at the Forerunner. Let's wrap this up. And with that, everyone, we are done. Thank you all so much for joining me for this cold, wet, windy adventure. This was a ton of fun. If you had a good time with me, hit the thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Make sure to check out my second YouTube channel, A Quiet Place Adventures. You will find a brand new adventure there every single week. Next Thursday, we will go out with the Ozark Trail tent. So stay tuned for that adventure too. I'm going to dry off, get warm, and go home. Everyone, take care, be well, strength and honor. Bye for now.